Hi, it's me again, bringing you all the updates from what Jesus is doing here at the Passover Festival in Jerusalem. Um, I've been up at the temple listening to him teaching all day, and it's so exciting to hear what he has to say. Um, Today he told this story, and all right, I know I've tried telling some of his stories before, and I'm not as good a storyteller as he is, but let me just try. Once there was this man who planted a vineyard, and then he rented it out to some farmers while he went away for a long time. And then when it came around to harvest time, he sent one of his servants to go and collect some of the fruit from the vineyard. But the farmers that he'd left there, they beat up the servants and they sent him away with nothing. So the owner sends a second servant, and again he gets beaten up and sent away with nothing. So he tries a third time, and again this servant gets beaten up and thrown out. Then the owner of the vineyard said, "What am I going to do? I know. I'll send my son. They'll have more respect for him than any servant." But when the tenants, the farmers that were working the land, saw this guy's son arriving, they said, "Let's kill him. Without an heir, we will inherit the vineyard when this man dies." So they threw this guy's son out of the vineyard and they killed him. And then Jesus said, "Well, what will the owner do after that? What will he do to the tenants? He'll come and he'll kill them, and he'll let someone else take over the vineyard." And everyone in the crowd was going, "No, that's too harsh. He can't do that." And Jesus looked at the crowds and he said, "Well, this is what was meant when it was written, 'The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone.' Those that fall on the cornerstone will be broken to pieces, but those that fall under the stone will be crushed." I'm not sure I quite understand what he meant, but I think it was a warning. I think it was a warning to the authorities, to the chief priests, to maybe even the whole Sanhedrin, that they've got to listen to what he says. I know they didn't like what he said. I saw this guy, and I'm pretty sure he's working for the temple authorities. He came up to Jesus, and I think he was trying to trick him with this question. He said, "Should we pay our taxes to Caesar?" Well, it's a question everyone's been asking all the way through the occupation. Do we pay to the temple or do we pay to Caesar? Well, Jesus just asked the man to hand him a coin. He took out, I think it was a denarii, and he said, "Whose head is on this coin?" And the man said, "Well, it's Caesar's." And Jesus said, "Well, pay to Caesar what is Caesar's, but pay to God what is God's." I think he was saying that we shouldn't be like the selfish tenants in the vineyard. We should be working for the owner's good, working for God's good, and that we should pay to God what we owe him. The owner of the vineyard, he didn't have to rent out the place to the farmers. The farmers took that and they should have paid him back. And if God gives us wealth, then we should give it back to Him. Every blessing we get from God, we should use it in our work for Him. At least that's what I think he was saying. I don't know. But tomorrow I think is going to be special. I'm going to go up, I'm going to listen to what Jesus has to say again, and I'll give you the edited highlights. Something big is happening. I just know it. And I just don't know how to express it. This is such an amazing time for all of us. I'll speak to you tomorrow.